I want to talk about the frailty of this administration right now. Because I know a lot of people still think, oh, they're stronger than ever. They're just really not. And it's really showing. And part of the problem they have with Trump being such a face-forward president versus Biden, who was just kind of in the background, same with Obama, is that when he's not there or when he's off, it's very apparent. You know, we always ran the risk with having Biden out. And he did look led around by Joe Biden many times in the way he stepped and things like that. And he probably shouldn't have been out there. So that it makes it harder to call Trump out when we're doing a lot of the same thing. That being said, the thing with the IQ tests, that was a big deal. The fact that he's having to go to the hospital, right? So, the rumors of mini strokes or dementia or something like that, like he's outing himself. This isn't just the left wing talking about it. He's talking about it. And if he goes missing for any amount of time, the rumors start. Whereas the other presidents, that wasn't really a thing. So that's a real problem they have with Trump now because he can't keep his mouth shut. But if he disappears, then everyone is going to wonder what's going on. And so then he's going to be forced back out again. So they do have a real problem at this point. And a lot of you asked me to watch what happened in the Japanese ballroom. It was like he had no idea where he was, or he was drugged or something, that he just was walking around that space looking very clueless and out of it. That was not easy to ignore. And I'm sure no one there was. I'm sure they were watching every second of that. And I am very sure that the leaders of every country are just like, he's not right. He's not okay. So, and the thing is, the White House has to know that. And I also think, they lie to him about his poll numbers and a lot of things. So when he comes out and fights about that, and they lie to him about his IQ test, And I also think that's part of why they are pushing the 2028 narrative. Now, whether or not they could ever pull that off, I said they can only pull that off if we let them pull that off. I have no intention of letting them pull that off. So that's not something I'm worried about. But I think it's part of why they keep doing it is to make them look like they have this longevity. Because why? If J.D. Vance is this super genius puppet, like whatever people think that he is, why be concerned that Trump gets to 2028? Why would you start promoting that? If JD is just the heir to the throne because of Peter Thiel and Curtis Yarvin and these guys, why push the 2028 narrative? That doesn't make any sense. Because he should already be setting them up for success in the next administration. But they know that Trump is the gravy train. They know that. And a lot of you that just keep thinking it's J.D. Vance, it's Trump. Trump has been the gravy train the whole time. Steve Bannon said he's the vehicle. He is. The Heritage Foundation used him to get through there. And now they're stuck with him. And now they're stuck with him just being senile and deranged and doing videos of him pooping on people. Like, we knew he was full of shit, but to make a video of it, he's been impacted for years, clearly, because the amount of stuff that came out of that little plane was elephant sized, an elephant village size of dumping. So yeah, I guarantee you there is some real stress about what to do, and it has answered the question, why, right out of the gate, have they just gone at full speed? And I really think it's because they were under this delusion of a couple things. Religion, that Jesus was coming, so we have to do everything we can to prepare in time and get the theocracy in place and whatever the delusion is around that kind of thinking. But they need to do it with Trump there. And even Curtis Yarvin, who wanted these tech cities set up so that each CEO could be a king, blah, blah, blah. They needed it to happen fast before the people could catch on, right? And they needed Trump to be able to do it. Peter Thiel, Stephen Miller, none of them, they have no appeal to people on the right or the left. They do not like them. They are creeped out by them. They don't like J.D. Vance. They don't. So they have to keep this Trump thing going on, because if they were playing this correctly as a cult from day one, Trump would have been positioning someone to take from him and would be letting him be out in front a lot. And he's not doing that because he's a narcissist. He doesn't want anyone to take over from him. He doesn't think anyone else can do the same job that he can. But the thing is, no one else thinks JD can either. JD doesn't think that he can. So they're out there promoting 2028 to seem like they have strength and longevity, and so he doesn't look like a lame duck president. They're really trying to push this. However, because it didn't happen fast enough, because the courts are holding enough, because people are pushing back enough, because ICE has a bad reputation, it's not working. And so you had Curtis Yarvin recently on a Substack saying, like, after the midterms, like if we lose, which he's expecting, he's like, by 2028, like, everyone needs an out. Like, you need to have a place to run to. Then he deleted it, said TMI. And then a reporter checked in with him on it, and he was like, oh, well, obviously I don't want to leave, LOL. All of his little one-sentence replies go with the LOL. And that's what's always bothered me about Curtis Yarvin, is people, like to go into these very worried, apocalyptic thinking because just some dude says something, right? I never understood, like, no one has that kind of power. And I really read things that he said. His blog's been out forever, his book, I've watched his stuff, and he's a ding-dong. Like, he's not impressive. He tries to give out theories and ideas, but he never can land the plane. It literally sounds like a 12-year-old who doesn't like his dad and just wants to play Kingdom or something. It's not impressive. Like, every content creator on here I know could just twist him into a pretzel. And so I think he realizes it now, but he sounds very young and very unimpressive. And the fact that he's like, this wasn't done fast enough, it wasn't done hard enough, like, he wanted to come in and crush with a fist. And I think they all did, but that's just not knowing people. That's not really understanding America or our court systems. So that's based off their narcissism and their own dreams of their greatness and what they think they can get people to yield to. But that's simply not what's happening on the right or the left. Now, if these people were smart enough, they'd say, hey, we're going to set up all these cities. And in these cities, you'll have full entertainment. You'll have like a Disneyland. You're going to have movies. You're going to have parks. You're going to have fishing and hunting. You're going to have all these things that you want. And all you have to do is work at this place. And then you can just go do all these things. And you're going to have amazing schools. Like, there would be ways to do this where people would absolutely want to work for them. But they don't want to do that. They can't see past themselves. They can't see past their greed and their need for power. And to punish people is what they feel is power. To see people struggle in some way gives them a thrill, because they don't get that feeling of like when I had my company and I made a lot of money, people were like, well, why do you want to do that? I'm like, because you get to give people money. You get to help people. Like, I want to give it away. And I gave it away. I gave too much away. But like, that's what it was for. Is altruism. Like, it feels good to help people and be of service. These people don't experience that. Like, they like to give to their kids because they want their kids to like them, and have their kids have power because that makes them feel like they have more power. But they don't have that feeling of altruism like we do. Like, giving makes you feel good. They don't have that. Watching people struggle and feel pain, that makes them feel good because they're mentally ill. So I really wish people understood how fragile it is up there. And that's why you're going to see things ramp up, especially around the election, because if they can't find a way to try and scare us and control us at this point, they really might have to make a run for it. Like, my son and I were joking about the bunker under the ballroom, and he's like, yeah, hopefully he goes down there and then we just dig around it, lift him up out of there and just set him somewhere. And he just live out his days with that ballroom and that bunker, and he can just sit there forever till he's gone, and maybe throw in the others and they can all eat each other alive. I don't know, but it's frail over there. As frail as Trump is, that White House is equally as frail.